Hi, Starchy Sisters. I'm looking for all my Starchy Sisters out there who's made it in the house. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. It's always fun to have a Wednesday when we. Whoops. It's always fun to have a Wednesday when we. Hearing myself talk. I always have it on my phone so I can see the chat in there. So it's always nice to be here on a Wednesday. This is our motivation for the week. Last week in the comments, JJ said she looked forward to Wednesdays because this is like fuel for the fire. Those are my words. I forget her exact words, but that is how I feel. I feel this is our time to come together energetically to check in and just get fuel for our plant-based, low-fat lifestyle fire. Just stoking it up, you guys, so we can continue to live this way and eat this way every single day for the rest of our lives. I love it. I love it. All right, let's take a moment just to get our water first. So if you haven't gotten your water, be sure to get your water. I'm going to take a drink. I'll just tell Starchy husband, since he's listening upstairs, hon, I can hear myself talking. So if you can turn it down or put your headphones on, rather than me yelling up the stairs like I usually do, right, you guys? So let's see who's in the house. Who is in the Starchy house? Shawnee's here. Hi, Shawnee. Welcome, sister. Let me see. It might be better if I look at this one. Karen's here. Hi, Karen. Kristen, Ellen, Julie. Welcome, sisters. I am so glad you're here. We're trickling in. Julie's here from Kentucky. Yes. And she's walking on her treadmill. I love it. Joy made it. Woohoo. Love getting all the Starchy sisters in the house. It's so nice to meet together. Let's see. Carol's here. Last day in California. Are you visiting, Carol? Where are you? You must be visiting there. Yep. I'm a California girl. I wonder how the weather is in California. We're starting to cool off here in Florida. A little bit. A little bit. Yes, visiting friends. I love it, sister. Well, I'm glad you all could come in, and hi to our Starchy sisters on the replay. I know all Starchy sisters can't make it here with us live, but it is so nice when they watch in on the replay and we can just send them our live energy love, and just let them know that we're happy that they're here on the replay. So let's take a minute to center in together. Rebel's here. Yay. She said, yay, I'm here. I have to figure out something with glasses, you guys. I don't know about contacts, but just the on again, off again. I do it here sometimes. I've started doing that. So, and then it makes it easier. I don't know if you all have that problem, but I've been I've been wearing readers for years. And just now that my eyes are getting not so good enough where I can't even read normal like print far away, it's getting to be where I need to wear the glasses all the time. So anyway, I'll figure it all out. So let's take a moment to center in together and just come into this moment and arrive to ourselves. So maybe place one hand over heart, one hand over belly, allow the eyes to close if you can. And just begin to notice your breath. The breath is the vehicle between the body and the mind. So when we start to calm our breath, we actually start to calm our mind, which is so wonderful. And just invite in our breath for the month of September, our lengthened exhale. So allowing the exhale just to be a beat or two longer than the inhale. And continue with that breathing, a breath in and then the lengthened exhale out. Arriving in this moment, I smile. 24 brand new hours in the day. I vow to live fully present in each moment. and look at all beings with eyes of compassion, especially myself. And just continue to sit here for a moment and just repeat either out loud or in your mind's eye, I believe in myself. I am the leader in my life. I create the life I want to live. I am a force for good in my life. I am committed to living my most healthy, vibrant, energetic life. When you're ready, release the arms to the sides, open and close the fingers, and flutter your eyes open. A big breath in, just reach the arms up, and then whoo, swoosh the arms down. 2 more like that. Big breath in and swoosh. Last one. All right, sisters, since we were in calm, peaceful relaxation, I didn't want to rev it up, but I have to ask you today, who's going to carry the boat and the logs? I am. You are. We are, right? We're all carrying our boat and our logs, keeping this way of eating and living rooted in our lives so that we can live our most healthy, vibrant life ever. I love it. I'm going to take a drink of water and then I'm going to pick us an angel card. Love those hearts, you guys. So let's see what the cards say today. What do my starchy sisters and I need to hear? Let's see. What does it say? Expansiveness. I love it. Expansiveness. We are expanding, you guys, and shrinking, right? Our energy, our vitality, our just zest for life is getting so expansive with each day that we are living and eating this way as our body is shrinking. Expansiveness. This is such a great word because it's just in line with what I want to talk a little bit about today, but it is just saying that as we eat and live this way, it trickles to every part of our life, you guys. Like we cannot help but live our most healthy vibe, basically our best life ever. It doesn't happen where you live your best life ever in one area and it doesn't trickle out to every other area. That's why many people stay small, because when we shrink in one area, we shrink in other areas. And pretty soon we look around and our whole life is just this, like I was, right? Depressed, defeated, depleted. And it's like, how did I even end up here? And that's how it happens. It's like a domino effect, and it dominoes in the positive way too. So the eating and living starts to happen, and then those other areas of our life just start to get in line. And pretty soon you look around and you're like a whole different person living this wonderful life. Expansiveness. That is how it happens, you guys. And all you have to do is start in one area. That's it. With 100% focus, right? I can get where I'm all over the place. Like I have that type of personality sometimes that it's like, on this thing, then on to the next, then on to the next. But when I brought it all in and I gave 100% focus to this, and it was like just about the food, that was the way I was going to get out of this mess I had put myself in, then the energy of that, it just started culminating. And then slowly it couldn't help but affect every other area of my life. Not that I have a perfect life. I don't want to say that. I'm still a work in progress, sisters, but it makes it so my view, right? How I view everything is so much more expansive and bright than how I was a year and 5 months ago. Yep, a year and 5 months now. I'm I'm going to put this back here. Starchy husband got me some rosies yesterday. I love the smell of flowers. So yummy. So we have these pretty roses to look at. And then I wanted to show you all. So let me check in with our chat, see if we have anything going on. If you have any questions at all, be sure to put those 3 or 4 question marks so I can see those. I know I don't always see them, but I'll try my best, you guys. Yeah, Joy said expansiveness. I want to expand my mind, not my body. Yes, Libby's here. Hi, Libby. I love that, Joy. All right, so I have been on I'll tell you, Monday, I think it was Monday, we're at Wednesday. Monday, I had a migraine. Weather affects me. And so this is a season in Florida when these storms start coming. But what happened Monday is actually it was sunny and I went for a longer walk. And when I go for longer walks outside, my body gets overheated, and that overheating sometimes can trigger a migraine. I fight it off as best I can. I hang through it, but it put me down and out on Monday. And so I was so grateful, you guys, that the focus for this month has been food prepping, and that I had food prepped and ready to go. I didn't eat dinner because sometimes my stomach gets sour when I have a migraine, but I did eat lunch, and it was just so nice not to have to make anything. The food was prepped and ready to go, and I was able just to go in there and make a 50-50 plate and feel nourished and satisfied. And it feels so good to not feel good and be feeding myself these healthy foods. Because in the past, or way back when, I would go for foods that were like more crunchy and dry and that just were processed and weren't nourishing for my body. So it felt really good to eat a potato, some beans, some veggies, the food that I eat every day, and just feel it work on my body while I was going through that migraine headache. So I was just having deep gratitude for prepping. And so this has put me on a little prepping kind of shift. And so I brought these out. I wanted to show you guys. So what I've been doing is I have just been forcing myself to use this. This is not the name brand Super Cubes. This is, I'll just call it a freezer tray, but I'll put it down in the description box down below once the live's over, what I use. I got it on Amazon. And so this freezer tray, I have been forcing myself to just yesterday I made white bean chili. And so I just froze 2 cups because I want to eat the white bean chili this week. And that's what happened. My eyes get so big and I'm like, I don't want to save any of it because I want to eat it all. But I did make myself freeze some, and I freeze 2 cups worth. So this will be 2, and I have 3 cups worth of piñata pinto beans that I made in these cubes and put in the freezer. So I want to do this with you all here. So I'll just put this down, and these are so easy, you guys. I know maybe some of you have these, but it really has helped me just while my dinner's there. Like I've prepped it in the crock pot, and while it's there, then I can just put it in this little tray and put it in the freezer. It's just so easy. And then I just scoop it out like this. Like this is frozen, you guys, solid block frozen. And I just put it in a plastic baggie. And it's super simple. The day I want to eat it, I put it in a bowl and put it in the fridge for it to defrost if I'm going to eat it for lunch. And then it'll just, like partially defrost in the fridge. And then I'll just heat it up when I'm ready to eat. And that is it. My 2 little cups of white bean chili ready to go for my next meal. And I'm just going to put these in the freezer real quick. And I have resisted freezing in the past, but this has really helped me. So the next on the list is Mujadara. I'm going to make that recipe and then I'm going to freeze some of it in here. Oh no, before that though, today I'm going to freeze some rice. And so I want to do a rice pot of rice and I'll freeze about 3 cups or 4 cups of rice. I'll make extra and freeze it because I think it was Libby who told me about this. You can freeze the rice and then just heat it up in the microwave and you have the rice. That is my one thing, you guys. See right here, we're on this live. It's 4 o'clock and I need to make rice for my piñata pinto beans. I totally forgot. And the rice cooker takes like an hour. So that's what happens to me sometimes when I don't have these things pre-prepped. I'll just be like, oh no, and it's almost time for dinner. So with this, putting it in these and having these freezer cubes ready to go, just the best thing. So I'm just starting to get myself in the habit, right? It's all a habit, you guys. The more we do these things, the more it becomes habitual in our lives. And then the more it's just second nature, which I love. Like I say, this is just how I eat and live now. That's how I want the freezing to be. This is just how I freeze and live now. I just make freezer cubes and I have this food ready to go whenever I want to eat it. I mean, that is so much better than wasting because for me, like I said, I'll think, oh, I want to eat this all week. And then the end of the week comes and the beans have gone bad or the rice has gone bad and I throw it out. And I don't want to throw it out anymore. I'm sick of wasting food. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Oh no, I hope you're okay, Libby. Libby said she took a fall the other day. Okay, let's see what is on the agenda. I'm just so grateful you're here, sisters. It's always so nice to be here energetically with you. I'm going to get some water. Yum. All right, so we talked about prepping, and then for September, still we're in the 4 agreements. So the third agreement is don't make assumptions. Last week was don't take anything personally. And I talked to Penn on the phone. She's been using it in her life and I've been using it in my life. It's such a big deal. This don't take anything personally, right? Then people can be in a bad mood. They can be dealing with their own dramas and we don't have to take it personally. It's not about us. So continuing on with that theme, the next one is don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Has been so hard for me to learn, you guys. Like I am a projector or have been in the past from people pleasing, and to speak up for what I want has been really hard for me, but I have gotten so much better at it over the years. So find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. And it is so true with don't make assumptions. Like, how are we making assumptions? Our choices, right? Are we putting that on other people, like what they're thinking about us? Or when we go to a restaurant, are we assuming that the wait staff will be irritated or frustrated? Or with our family, are we assuming that they don't like the way that we're eating and living now? Or even that they want us to be eating with them? That was a big one for me. I used to put this big old thing, stress on myself, assuming that everyone wanted me to be eating with them. And it's like, you know what I realized, you guys? Everyone was fine. They didn't even notice what I was doing. They were busy with their own food, eating their food. So by putting these assumptions or projecting on other people, it just really causes us unnecessary stress. And when we start to focus back on ourselves, right? Instead of focusing this way, we turn the focus this way. It really helps us live in a more peaceful state so that we can eat our food and yeah, live our best life ever, because there's so much tied to food, right? And once we're able to step out of all that, we can really just focus on ourselves. And it just becomes about, what am I going to eat for my next meal? And then what am I going to eat for the meal after that? And on it goes. And the one thing I know about taking care of myself, and really emotionally, and the mind, is it really has freed me to allow other people to take care of themselves. Because, and I wrote about this. I touched on this a little bit in the ebook I'm going to have coming out, which I'm so excited, you guys, to share with you all. But um, I have really, yeah, I have really been able in my life to allow others to take responsibility for their own lives. Like, I don't have to fix everyone. I don't have to please everybody. I don't have to bend myself to make sure everybody else is okay. I can trust that they can take care of themselves. And that has been a big weight off of me throughout my adult life. That has been a weight off me the last few years, because that is how I lived for my adult life. And so when we eat and live this way, it frees up more space so that we can allow ourselves to allow others to live their own lives. It's so freeing, you guys. That's what I mean by the domino effect, right? Of eating and living this way. When we start expecting or even requiring a better way of living for ourselves in one area, we start requiring it in every other area. And it feels so good. It feels so good, you guys. All right. I just wanted to celebrate these Starchy sisters. I love seeing you all in the comments. It warms my heart more than you know. I love seeing you in the Starchy Sisters Facebook group, everything that you all share. And when you share with me your successes, it just makes me feel so heartened for the journey, you guys. It's an affirmation for my own journey. It's like you all are saying, yes, me too, Shauna, me too. Like, I'm not the only one. It wasn't a fluke. Like, this is real and it is happening. It gives me chills. It is happening for all you Starchy sisters, for women out there in midlife, over 50, have carried extra weight for years, thought we could never do it. And we start eating and living this way, and the weight is coming off. It is like, woo. So when I get your comments, it is just like, yeah, it's like balm for my soul. I just love it. It makes me so happy. So just a few I picked out. Vicky said, I love the way I'm eating now. I too have a renewed energy, and for sure my mental clarity has returned. I cannot even imagine returning to any other way of eating. Woo, Vicky. Yes, I love it. Herbal Cat said, the food is tasting awesome. I'm feeling so much more energetic. At 68 years young, I believe I finally have it together. I mean, like, how can I not be happy about that, you guys? That is so awesome. It just goes to show, like, this is another one of my passions about sharing out, that at 50, 60, 70, 80, like, it is not over. Life is just beginning. I think it was Louise Hay who wrote her first book in her 50s. Like, our life is just beginning. We've done all the junky stuff. We've tried everything else. We've lived the old way. And now we're ready to say, not anymore. We want our voices heard. We want to step into our best life ever. And we are moving forward. This is the time of our lives, you guys. I love it. Joy said, on month 2, day 10, feeling excited every day on all the food choices I have now. I mean, that is just wonderful. And I love that you're counting, Joy. I love that, sister. Jana said, I started September 1st and I'm down 8 pounds already. This is just about the weight loss. It is just a byproduct of eating this way. And for some of us, it happens quickly. For others of us, it happens a little slower. Like, we all come with different bodies and our different histories and whatever, but the weight does start releasing. And when we start to see this happen, it's just like, honestly, you guys, what it did is it made me trust my body again. It's like, yeah, like I've said, Dr. McDougall was right. I'm not broken. My body's not broken. It was the food I was feeding it. Like, how could I expect to be losing weight and feeling so happy? Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I love it. And feeling so happy and vibrant when I'm feeding myself processed food that are, you've heard that term frankenfood, like even not real food. And I'm expect to be at my optimal. I'm expect to be clear-headed. Like, this is what I was expecting of myself, and it couldn't be. And so eating and living this way, it's just like everything else got back into balance. And like Jana said, she's losing the weight. I get comments like this all the time, you guys. Like, people are excited for living and eating this way and the weight's coming off. And like I said, we're not women in our 20s, 30s, right? We are in our prime of life, which is so exciting because we deserve to be in a body that feels like we can move around in. All right, enough of that. Let's see. Amy said, I love this because it's the mind. I want to read this. Libby said, I totally get the trusting my body again, the love and gratitude I can finally have for my own body. I love it. I feel the same, Libby. Yeah. Welcome, Cheryl. Glad to see you here. Did I say hi, JJ? Hi, JJ. Glad you're here, sister. Okay, so this is a mind one, which I love. Amy said, mind chatter really struck me. That is what happens to me. I let the mind chatter in, the little devil on my shoulder saying, one time won't hurt, or come on, you deserve it. I need to stop and think, what? I deserve to be unhealthy? I mean, isn't that amazing, you guys? Like, she is slowing it down. She's seeing now. And actually, she's not only seeing, she's rebutting it. She's saying, what? What? This little devil? What? I deserve to be unhealthy? No, that is not true. That is not true. And so we start to do that. We start to see our mind, our sassy little ego mind, for what she is. And we realize, that's not true. I get to choose, right? I get to say, no, that's not healthy. I don't want to be doing that to myself anymore. I just love that she's able to see that. And that's what I'm seeing more and more, right? That it's not, you get it. It's not just about the body. We start with the physiology. We start with the body. We start with feeding ourselves this way. But then we realize real quick that we have to address the mind. And that's what Amy did here. She talked back to our mind and said, what? I deserve to be unhealthy? No, not anymore. Hi, Becky. Welcome, sister. Oh, be sure, you guys, I made a little note for myself because I always forget to say this. Right underneath me is a thumbs up button. So be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're on the phone, you actually need to get out of the group chat and the thumbs up button will be right there. So let's take a little drink of water. I got a little wet on my shirt, maybe from my water. And I just want to know from you all, and even in the replay, if you're watching this later, let us know in the chat, you guys, like, what is one success that you've really noticed? Like these starchy sisters here shared these successes that come, they can really give us fuel for our fire, right? Because they push us forward on our journey. And so let us know in the chat, because when you share out your successes, just like I did, right? That is my story, coming on YouTube and sharing week after week. Like, it motivates, it inspires others to also do the same for themselves. And something about sharing our successes really just allows others to cheer us on. And it also allows us to feel like, you know what? That's another human just like me. I can do it too. I can do it too. So I really want to hear from you guys about those successes. What I'm really feeling successful about this week is this prepping and getting this freezing done. That is what I'm feeling success about. But really, this whole transformation journey has just been one big energetic push forward. I just love it. Okay, JJ says, yes, I love this one, JJ. JJ says her clothes are so much looser. She's feeling slimmer and in a better mood. Thank you for that, sister. I'm taking that one on too. Me too. I am so much happier than I was back then. It's just amazing. Shawnee said, I've noticed how much easier it is to hold a plank for 2 minutes in my fitness classes. 2 minutes. Woo, sister, you are doing it. Mine's 1 minute and I'm shaking. Carol said, I feel healthy and strong and lighter, just feel completely different. I know it's hard to put into words, right? It's just, I get it, Carol. I feel completely different. I love that, sister. Rebel says, I had to sit in back seat the other day and I was shocked how easy I just slipped in. It never used to be. Yep. It's just amazing. These little things, like I say, our body starts taking up less space in the world. It just feels that way to me. Like as my body started shrinking, I was just taking up less space. Libby says, a big success for me is getting so familiar with my hunger fullness cues. It's so nice to not be mindlessly eating all the time. Nice. I love it. Yes, getting in touch with those hunger and fullness cues. That is something that happens on the journey, right? And even like the satiation starts to, yeah, you really, like you said, Libby, you get in touch with that feeling like, oh, okay, I'm full. And I noticed early on, like I started feeling fuller faster. It was a real interesting experience. I love that for you, sister. Cheryl said she improved her kidney function from last blood test. Yes, that's what happened for Starchy Husband, sister, too. I'm so glad, Cheryl. You know, when these internal things, we start to see these markers and everything, that can really give us fuel for our fire, right? Because this supports the inner being healthy and vibrant. I love that, you guys. Carol said, I kind of feel younger, LOL. Yeah, right? It's like, I always say, I feel 16 inside, but now I really feel 16 inside, right? I feel like, woo, I'm just, yeah, just happy. I love it, you guys. Thank you for sharing. These are such joys. And like I said, they give fuel for all of our fire. I want to share this next one, because this is the one, all these successful ones, all the appreciation ones, all the things I get in the comments, those help me sleep at night. It's like, oh, I can have sweet dreams thinking about my starchy sisters. And this next comment I'm going to share with you, these are the comments that keep me up at night. So I only took one, and this represents what a lot of sisters, one of the reasons why I wanted to do the starchy reset, one of the reasons why I am so passionate about living this way and sharing it out with everybody, is exactly what this starchy sister says. She said, I've been trying to eat this way for years and still struggle. That is my whole story in a nutshell, right? I've been trying to eat this way for years and still struggle. besides the still struggle, right? Because I'm not still struggling anymore. And that is what I want for everyone. All my starchy sisters out there, like, I don't want you all to have to struggle anymore. It's not necessary. And so that is what I want to talk a little bit about today and get in the weeds about. Like, how can we stop the struggle with the consistency? The consistency is such a big deal. And so I really want to go to this quote by, I hope I'm saying it right, you guys. Friedrich Nietzsche. Anyway, he's real famous. You all know him from the 1800s. But he says, he who has a strong enough why can bear almost any how. He who has a strong enough why can bear almost anyhow. And this is what I've said from the beginning. He said it before I did, right? But this is what I really pinpointed that down from the beginning of my journey. Because of my broken ankle, my why was so big. And so I asked myself, right? Why do I want to do this? Well, I want to get healthy. So many people say that, right? I want to get healthy. I say that's not good enough. Why do you want to get healthy? Why? Okay, for me, I wanted to get healthy because I didn't want to have to be immobile anymore. I didn't want to have to carry around this heavier body if I had to be on crutches. I wanted to be able to move with ease in my body. I wanted to get older. And so I kept going, you guys. I wanted to be able to get older and move as I was getting older, be in my 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and be mobile and vibrant and energetic. I wanted to have energy to play with my grandkids. Like, all of these things started coming to me, right? And then I had to, when that got deep enough, I thought about it just a little bit more. Well, why do I want to do all those things? Why? Because I want to make a difference. Wow, I didn't expect that. I don't want to be on my deathbed at whatever age. If it's next year, if it's 5 years from now, 20 years from now, whenever it is, I don't want to be on my deathbed feeling like I was a year and 5 months ago. This is the why. This is the why. The why that brings tears to your eyes. The why that gets you moving. The why that got me up and had me pick up the starch solution again and start the very next day. That is the why that you need to be in touch with. So if you are saying, or if you're listening to this and you're meant to hear this, if you're saying, oh, I want to get healthy. Why do you want to get healthy? Go deeper. Find the why that has a fire burning in the pit of your stomach. Because for me, when I think about coming to the end of my life and I didn't live to my fullest potential, that's it. That brings tears to my eyes. That makes me feel like I didn't have a life well lived. And I want to live a life well lived. And I cannot, for me, I feel like I cannot live to my fullest potential when I am dragging around a body that is being fed with processed food and I'm exhausted 2 hours after waking up. And that's on a good day. 2 hours, or not even upon waking up, I'm exhausted. That is not full potential for me. And so when I got to that why, you guys, that deep why, nothing could stop me. There was no food that those first 30 days that anyone could have put in front of me. I had my granddaughter's birthday cake, my granddaughter's graduation, pizza, everything, all the things you can think of. My mom was visiting, like nothing. Because every time I thought of that food, every time I looked at that food and thought maybe, just maybe, no. I thought of myself on my deathbed, not living my full potential, not having a full lived life. And at 50, I'm 55 now, but at 54, like, I have hopefully as many, right? If I live to be 108 years old, I have as many years behind me as I did in front of me. But the days in front are getting smaller. And I want those to be my most beautiful years, my most beautiful days. And so when we realize that, when we come to the why that evokes such passion in us, such a knowingness, then there is no freaking food that will be good enough that will take you away from that why, sisters. None. So if you haven't gotten that why for yourself, then I really recommend sitting and going deeper, like digging deep, because it may be the same as mine, right? Getting to the end of your life and realizing that we've wasted, like, even when I think of it now, when I think, you guys, of how I could just start bawling and I won't. When I think of how effortlessly this weight came off, I think of how many years I wasted, like struggling with this weight. And it came off, and I see it with you all. Like in the comments, like Janice said, 8 months from September 1st. Like, and all those years. Fortunately, I work on myself, right? And I do the inner work. And so I tell myself all of that brought me to where I am today. I can't be upset for those years. I have to be in gratitude because all of them brought me to the Shauna that you see before you, right? And it is the same for you. And what I do say is now we can choose a new direction, right? That is what happened for me. Once I got really deep on that why, and I didn't want to waste another day, then it was going forward. And that is what fuels me now, you guys. This is why I get on YouTube. This is why I get on these lives. This is why I'm making an ebook. This is why all of it. It is so that you all can root this way of eating and being in your life for good, that we can live in the body that makes us feel light and breezy and free and energetic and all the yummy good stuff, so that we can live our lives to the fullest, because that's what it's about. Who wants to get to the end of their life and say, I wish I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda? Not me. And you know what? Tomorrow is not guaranteed. That is what I know for sure. And so every day, every meal means that much more to me, because I don't want to live this last day. If this is my last day, I want to live it feeding myself those nourishing foods and feeling vibrant, energetic, and healthy. That is how I want to go out. And so, yeah. So get your why, sisters, and you will never have to struggle again. You can take it to the bank. Let's get a drink of water. Love those hearts, you guys. Love it. Whew. All right. I must have needed to say it, you guys. It must have needed to come out today. All right. So getting down to that deeper purpose. I feel like I said it. And I just want to go into the more nitty gritty of it, right? Having a strong why, it provides that motivation. Like I said, it gets you moving now. So you'll know it's your why because you don't want to wait another day. You want to start eating and living this way this second. It cannot happen fast enough. The second one is it creates leverage. When you have that strong why, it goes from a should to a must. Oh, I should I should start the starch solution this week. Oh, I should start eating this way. Oh, I should do it for my health. Oh, I should. No, 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 no. It becomes must. I have got to start this right now. The only regret is that I didn't start it a week ago. Like, it's all about now. It fills you with fuel. You can endure almost anything to get there. This was me, you guys, right? Eating this food and thinking almost in tears, when will my taste buds change? My why was strong enough. My why was strong enough to get me through all that stuff that I said, the family visiting, the junk food, the everything, and me eating these bland foods that it's like, oh, didn't matter. The why was big enough. And then it aligns to your core values and beliefs, right? I value deeply living my fullest, most vibrant life. That's something I value. I value getting to the end of my life and knowing that I lived full out. That's important to me. I value having an impact on other people and making sure that those that I come in contact with are a little bit better for having come in contact with me. And so thinking about coming to the end of my life and I didn't do that, or I did it years ago, like, that wasn't good enough for me. So it really aligned with my core values. And when you have all that, you guys, it just, you're like a rocket going forward. I love it. I love it. So I want to ask you, sisters, this week, just, pivoting a little bit. Where has your focus been? Where has your focus been? Where have you been putting your focus and your energy? Because where attention goes, energy flows, right? Where attention goes, energy flows. So let's just think about that for a minute, right? Where we put our attention, where we put our focus is where our energy goes. And this is why I did respond to a comment. It's probably been a week now. And sometimes, you guys, I know some of my comments are like, whoo, real long. But this sister, and I just feel intuitively like what each sister needs to hear, like when I get a comment. And I just really felt what came through for me was this focus. Like, I hear you have a lot going on, right? It was like all these things that were going on in her life. And I really felt that. I hear you have a lot going on. So here's what needs to happen. We need to get real clear on what you have to do, right? What are the obligations? We have 4 dogs here. I have to take care of the 4 dogs. I have to help Starchy Husband with that. If Starchy Husband has something going on, I have to help him out. When our daughter leaves, we have to go help with the grandkids. When the grandkids come over for the weekend. So those are the musts, right? I have to get up and take a shower, right? Those are the musts. And then with the rest of the time, we decide where we put our focus. And that is when I say, and then you put all your focus on this, 100%. There is no scattering, right? This is when you get your why, going back to the why, it's life or death, right? And so your focus is all on this. How can I make the food, get the food, prepare the food, eat the food? How can I do all this so that I can go forward? So putting your 100% focus on this way of eating and living for a time until we root this way of eating and living in our lives. And then it's just habit. I just feel my body relax thinking about it, you guys, because it doesn't have to be it's not forever. And the way it happens so quickly. Like the weight comes off and before you know it, you're eating and living this way in your life. So I just want to I don't know how to say it, but I just want to, I guess hammer that home is the only way I know how to say it, but just making sure the focus is you're all in with it, right? You are all in. All right. Let me see. Yeah, when we commit 100%, our focus changes to how can I do this, right? It's no longer about the why. It's this, you're committed 100%. So it's only how can I make it happen? And it's good news because, like I said, where attention goes, energy flows. And what makes all this work, you guys? Action. Action. We've got to do it day in and day out. What is the it? It's the food. It's prepping the food. It's cooking the food. It's eating the food. And then it's also the mind, right? We have to go through the hard. This is what I want to get real clear, you guys. This is the last point I'm making today, too. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments. I'll check in with the chat. I'll check in with the chat before we cut it off. But when we go through the hard, the cravings, the temptations, the saying no, making new choices, showing up differently, and using our courage, like that gets us to the other side. There is no celebration without the hard, you guys. That is it. We have to do the hard thing. And that is so important to know, right? It is not easy to resist these old foods. It is not easy at first to eat a plain potato when there is whatever food at the local eatery. It is hard, but you know what? That makes it that much more sweeter when you get to the other side, because it's like, wow, it's like armor. Each time you resist, you're getting a piece of your armor. Each time you say no, you're getting a piece of your armor. Each time you choose the food that is nourishing your body before your taste buds change, you are getting that armor on. And by the time you've made it there, you have your armor all over your body, and there is nothing that can stop you, sisters. Nothing that can stop you, because you know that this is the way that you want to eat and live for life, because it helps you to live the way that you want to live full out. Because whoever said that life is over in midlife, I'm here to tell them life is just beginning. Life is just beginning. And we want to live our most healthy, vibrant, energetic lives. I love it. Whew, I didn't expect all this today. But it's good stuff, right? It's good stuff. Pen's here. Thanks for the hearts, you guys. Glad you're here, Pen. Yeah, Pen's been real busy at work. It's just the beginning. Yes. JJ said, Shauna taking us to church. I love it. I love it, you guys. I love it. All right. That is it for me today. It's starting to rain here in Florida. So we made it. We had no electrical cutoff, none of that stuff. What else do I want to say? Make sure you hit the like button. What other things, you guys? ebook hopefully will be out at the beginning of next month. So excited for that. Just sharing my heart and my soul and putting some other stuff in there too. So let's see. Preach, sister. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shani. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys. Big hugs, big love. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you. I'll see you probably in a video before then, but then next week for sure. I'm just loving this Wednesday. Love you guys. You're welcome. I'll see you next time.